Genius. That's what it is. Sheer genius. Your first commission, he says. Get that story to me by the end of the week, he says. Story? You know, this is a watershed in English literature. Ah, yes, it's got everything. Suspense, poetry, irony, atmosphere, lust, philosophy, ambiguity, wit, wildlife, profundity, paradox, good food, decent central heating. Long words, short words, adjectives, full stops, question marks. All packed into 36 pages. Tolstoy took 900 pages to say that Anna Karenina had the hump. Wagner took 26 hours of music to find a cufflink. Oh, what a barnstormer. 7:15 a.m., bang on deadline. Langley Book of Horror, here we come. Please, please, please like it, you bastard. Here we go. Hang on, I'm not sure about this. I've never seen him collect from this box, ever. I wonder if they bother collecting from these side street boxes. Better take it to the main post office, I think. Ridiculous. Hang on, there's no number on it. Probably disused. Absurd. Excuse me, the post box back there. You didn't collect the mail.
Well, it's not on our run, mate.
Oh, there'll be somebody else coming by, will there?
Yeah, of course.
You don't ever forget, do you? Being down a side road, you know, you can easily miss it.
No, it's all on the road, so we tick them off as we go.
That's right. Mind you, we have forgotten a couple of times, haven't we?
Have we?
Remember? That Paul's coupon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey. Well, we're only human.
What?
Naturally, let's face it. Sometimes we just can't be fagged.
You know what they do with a post in Italy, don't you?
What?
They dump it in the Tiber. It's a well-known fact that in Malaysia they chop it up with millet and feed it to the warthogs.
You've posted it. There's nothing you can do, so stop worrying.
I bet they haven't collected it. I mean, what is the point in having a national postal service, eh? Might as well go back to using pigeons. Why bother post at all, eh? Let's cut out the middleman. Here you are, Mr. Langley. Here's Colin Watkins' next masterpiece, hot off the press.
Colin?
What?
I've just had a brainwave.
What?
No.
Tell me.
No, it was a momentary malfunction of the brain. Let's drop it.
I just can't stand people who sort of dangle the bait and then fish it back. What?
No, it's crazy, insane, totally off the wall. Let's just drop it.
Speak to me, woman.
Well, how about phoning Langley tomorrow to check if he's got it?
Hello? May I speak to John Langley, please?
Who's speaking, please?
Colin Watkins.
I'm afraid he doesn't get in till 10:30.
Oh, is John Langley there, please?
Who's speaking, please?
Colin Watkins.
Just a moment. I'm afraid he's in a meeting. Any message?
No. I'll try a bit later. What about tomorrow morning?
I'm afraid he's got to go to Thames Television tomorrow. He's got a meeting there all morning.
I don't believe it. Sorry, you can't have your heart transplant right now. The surgeon's in a meeting.
Hello?
Dying's a bit inconvenient at the moment. Perhaps we could squeeze it in next Tuesday.
Hello?
All I wanted to know is whether he got my story. I sent it on Monday.
Yes, he has.
Yes, it's the one about the guy who finds himself...
Yes, I know which one it is. Out of commission by Colin Watkins.
Yeah.
Mr. Langley will be in touch as soon as he's readied. Goodbye.
1 week. I mean, why does it take so long? Sorry, Mr. Watkins, we can't just read your story straight away. It's not as simple as that. Yeah. First, there's an investiture ceremony. Then we leave it on a shelf for a while to harmonise with the atmosphere. Then we send it to the Swiss Alps for 10 years to be air-cured in a smoking hut. Then and only then do we skip-read the first 5 lines. Jesus, it's not off the hook, is it? Go for that. Go on, suppose he was trying to get through just then. No, play it cool, Watkins, play it cool. Don't want to seem too eager. Hello?
Colin?
Oh, Jen, it's you. Was that you just then?
When?
Just now?
No.
Well, who was it then?
Well, how the hell am I supposed to know? Look, I haven't got long. Sarah's just phoned. She and Richard have got back from Bengal. They flew in yesterday. They want to know if we can go over to dinner tonight.
I can't.
Well, why not?
I'm waiting for the phone to ring.
Oh, wasn't that good enough for you just
No,
now?
Langley. I still haven't heard from him.
Yeah, well, if he can't get through to you tonight, he'll phone again tomorrow.
Oh, you just have no idea. You haven't got a clue. You know nothing. These guys, they give you one shot and that's it. I mean, they just haven't got the time. They've got lots of important people to ring and meetings to be in and Thames Television to go to. Look, I'm not leaving this phone.
Colin, I haven't got the energy. I'll pick you up at 7:30, okay?
Believe it or not, I took this one with a simple old Hanimex. Almost turned out the best.
I bet Langley's been trying all evening. His fingers have probably got blisters with dialing. He's probably ringing now, at this very moment. And I'm not in.
My favourite
I'm
time.
out.
The softness
I'm here.
and the light you just don't get anywhere else in the world.
For Christ's
Except
sake,
perhaps
how
in
much longer are we going to keep looking at this bloody washerwoman with a pot on her head?
I mean, just look at those colours. I mean, your magazine's going to be thrilled with these.
I can honestly say that this was my most enjoyable job to date. I mean, look at her. Amazing, isn't she?
Now, what material is her sari made of?
Bry nylon.
Mulberry silk. The whole thing's handmade.
Do they mind having their pictures taken?
Not really. You've got to be careful with the older women. They tend to be a little more self-conscious.
I know.
Turn that bloody page, woman.
Well, it really is gorgeous.
Look, there's nothing to dawdle over. Washerwoman, pot. That's it. End of story. There's not even a view.
It's the sheer
She's standing in front of a brick
simplicity of it
wall.
that makes it so
Get
appealing.
moving. Oh, thank God for that. I don't believe it. More bloody washerwomen.
We've got quite a few of these.
Now, is that gold embroidery?
Yes, didn't you see it on the woman before?
No, I think I missed it.
Oh, no. We're going back. I can't bear this. Look, Sarah, your arm must be knackered after all that page turning. And, look, you haven't had any coffee yet. Why don't I take over for a bit?
It's all right.
No, please, I insist. Right. Now, where were we?
I think we've missed a week.
Now, that's the market of Raniganj.
Oh, Richard, isn't that Bhagalpur?
Oh, yes, of course. That was the Thursday. Yeah. First glimpse of the Himalayas. Now, this is the mountain railway. It starts at... Oh, my. This one's on the road to...
Colin, we turned over 2 pages then.
Whoa, Colin!
Sorry, I was just acting the clown there. I'm absolutely shattered, in fact.
Yes, well, we didn't mean to drag you through all these. You should have said. It is boring waiting through other people's photos when you don't want to.
Well, no, it's frustrating not being able to appreciate them properly.
I'll order you a cab.
Look, the pictures were fantastic, you two. We'll catch up next time.
Jen! Jennifer! God, I don't think I can take assault tonight. Look, leaving me out on the landing's not going to prove anything, is it? If you want to open the door in the morning to my hideously unshaven face and snoring body, that's up to you. Look, this is childish.
The moment you realise there is no more wine to guzzle or food to stuff down your throat and that you actually might have to make conversation, you just sabotage it for everyone else. Next time I'll bring you a dummy and a rattle. That is, if there is a next time.
I was dying to get away. He might have phoned.
Oh, I see. Number 1 rules as usual. Well, thank God they took it so good-humouredly.
Yes, well, they would, wouldn't they? I mean, they'd never be rude back because they're so bloody perfect. I mean, anyone with an ounce of decency would have told me to piss off. They're just like their house, aren't they? Nothing awry or out of place. Did you spot any skid marks in the toilet bowl? or apple claws down the sofa? What about that battery of French saucepans hanging in the kitchen in ascending order of size? God, I wanted to jumble them up.
I'm going to bed.
Jen, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean them to take it that way. Look, I'll ring them in the morning. Straighten things out. No, better still, I'll go round and see them in person. Yeah. Yeah, that's the plan. About last night, I'm sorry if you got the impression I was bored with the photos. I'm sorry if I gave you the impression that last night had been boring. Sorry about last night. I hadn't meant to imply you were boring. Oh, hello, Sarah. Sorry you were so boring last night. She's desperate, Jen.
Look, I really feel for Sarah. But, I mean, this isn't the first time. I mean, Richard had a thing with another student while he was lecturing in Amsterdam, just after they'd started together. I mean, I told her he'd do it again, but she just wouldn't listen.
It's so out of the blue. I mean, they've been 5 years together. 1 minute she's lying there in bed, yawning, waiting for breakfast in bed. Next minute she sees a note on the kitchen table. I mean, what a way to start a Sunday. I get suicidal if they forget to deliver the colour supplements.
I just don't think it would be a good idea to have her over tonight. I mean, she's going to be in a terrible state. I think it would be better to wait till she's settled down a bit.
Jen, that girl needs somebody now to talk to. Doesn't seem to have many friends. They're all through Richard. Richard. Oh, I knew there was something about him, you know. All that poise, all that smooth, charming self-assurance. You just scratch the surface a bit, you soon find the maniac. I know the type. 1 minute they're sitting there sipping Sancerre, looking at their David Hockney prints with Vivaldi tinkling away in the background. Next thing you know, they're charging past the delicatessen counter in Safeways, wielding a chainsaw. Now remember, if being alone in that house is too much for you, you can always bed down here.
I don't know how to thank you. I was near the brink this morning.
Well, bye. And be tough, hmm? No phoning Richard. Promise.
Promise.
Oh, Jesus wept. It's 3:30. 8.5 hours that took. I mean, it's a relatively simple concept, isn't it? He's two-timed her twice before, and therefore he's not to be trusted again. 8.5 hours. That's 5 cup finals live in succession. I could have flown to Nairobi. Or boiled an egg 623 times. Oh, well.
At least that's the Sarah Venables file closed at last. Another life sorted out. Yes. Colin Watkins. Sage, shrewd observer of mankind, problem solved, traumas set in perspective, healthy philosophical attitudes dispensed, windows cleaned. Now, next item on the agenda for the next week. Mr. John Langley. Right. Now, he's had the weekend. Tomorrow. Yep. That's when he's going to phone. Wake up. Bed.
For you, Cole. Personal call. Didn't recognise the voice.
At last. Thank you, God. Hello?
Colin, it's Sarah.
Oh, hi, Sarah.
Is this a bad moment?
No.
I phoned Richard.
What?
I had to.
But look, I thought we'd agreed...
I know, but it was so difficult.
I got home
Look,
and
this
I
is
realised
this is the toughest stage. We discussed
I
that.
just had to speak to him. I wanted to hear his voice. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ring you at work, but it's been so difficult. Colin, I'm so sorry.
Get a load of these paps, like the bleeding Duns and have her own.
Come on, Langley! Come on! Phone! Ring! Dial! 7 digits. 7 lousy numbers, that's all it is. It only takes about 10 seconds. Hello?
Hi, Carl.
Oh, Des. What is it?
Oh, just phone for a chat, really.
Oh, well, that's obscene.
Hey?
No, it's not. It's morally repugnant.
Oh, steady on, Carl. I mean...
Oh, what has come over me? Oh. Look, Des, mate, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what...
Colin, it's Sarah.
Oh, hi, Sarah.
I'm terribly sorry I broke down like that today. I made a complete ass of myself.
No.
I hate to ask, but would you mind if I popped over for a short while tonight? One or two things on my mind I've just got to get clear.
No, that's fine.
Have you got anything planned?
Just an early night. That's all.
It'll just be for half an hour.
I suppose what it all boils down to is that I wish we'd discussed it together openly.
God, I feel a yawn coming.
All that time in India, I thought things were going so well. Work was taking off at last, we were happy. And all along, he was just waiting for the moment to break it to me.
You can't yawn, Watkins. This girl's pouring her heart
He
out
couldn't
to you.
just come out with it, could he? Just like all people who can't face handling the truth. It's such a relief to have someone who listens. Richard never listened. Not properly.
Get a grip, Watkins, for crying out loud.
Sometimes he was shy of emotional confrontation. Other times he'd just lose interest.
No, Watkins,
I couldn't
no.
pin him down.
Fight it. Beat it down.
I suppose we're just different types of people. The number of times I'd be wanting to thrash things out with him, and all he wanted was a good night's sleep.
Thank God for that.
I'd have him back tomorrow, Colin, on any terms. Because, whichever way you look at it, I just can't stop being in love with him. When I woke up this morning, I was in a living hell. I mean, there is a part of me that says, sod it. Look after yourself now. I mean, the sooner I get back to work again, the better.
Please go away.
The right sort of work was coming in at the moment. I don't
Please.
know, Colin.
I'm drained.
I don't know if I knew you could
You've
do
squeezed
it
my
properly.
last drop of sympathy out of me. I'm finished. You're flogging a horse that kicked the bucket hours ago. Flies are buzzing around my decomposing haunches and you're still laying into me.
Tiniest little objects. But you're absolutely right. There is no point in hanging on.
No.
just
So
makes
bugger
it
off
so
and leave me alone.
It is not being able just to sit down and discuss the whole thing with me from the start.
Sarah, we've been through this
If we talked about it openly, the two of us, I could have accepted it. By the way, I'm not keeping you up, am I?
Yes! My God, yes!
Incredible how you think
If ever
you
I've been
know
kept up in my life, it's
something,
now.
Somehow there's always
All the
a
other
side
times
they
pale
keep
into
hidden from
insignificance.
you. Might
On a
be
scale of
that
1 to
there's
10
always
for keeping
inscrutable.
people up, you get bloody
You
thousands.
just tell me there and then. It's just not in him, I suppose.
Look, I'll make a quick coffee. You keep talking. I can hear you through the hatch.
So I get to hear about it afterwards. 4 months afterwards. 4 months of utter pretense. I mean, why did it take him so long? He couldn't decide, that's probably why. So that's when she butts in. All those obvious messages on the answer. And of course, none of this would ever have happened if he just had the courage to be honest. Just discuss things together. Is that too much to ask? Are you all right, Colin?
I've just run out of milk, that's all.
That's why I think it's not going to work with them. It's not going to last.
I mean, it's just not capable of lasting. I mean, they are going to run out of things to say to each other sooner or later.
Yep.
And the tragedy is, Richard can't see it for himself.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary. I don't know if I told you about a time when it was before that girl in Amsterdam that I told you about. And he was going out to dinner. He said, it's a business dinner. And I don't know if you stay here, it won't be late. It won't be a late evening. It'll be about 10:30. So at about 2:30, I was still sitting there, waiting up for him. Anyway, he came in at 2:30, and the extraordinary thing was I didn't say anything. And I realise now that I should have just started challenging him then. I mean, if I'd done things like that then, he would have got to this scale. And of course, he was smelling of this extraordinary perfume. I didn't say anything, and I realised that.
Colin, this has got to stop. She is sucking you dry. I mean, I've done 2 shifts this week, and that was quite enough. I mean, it's one thing helping, it's another being ground to a pulp by someone who spends day and night trying to hypnotise their way out of a truth that they can't accept. Look, as far as she's concerned, the sun still rises and sets on Richard Venables, and nothing you or I can say will change her mind.
Look, I know, but somebody has to listen, though.
You see, Richard just has.
She is getting a kick out of the whole thing. I don't see why we should be subjected to it. Colin, this is for our own sanity.
Now, look, just stop playing around, would you? Put the phone back in, please. I'm waiting for that call from Langley.
Yeah, well, phone him yourself and get it over with. You've got his number.
Are you serious? Me? Phone Langley at home?
Well, why not?
You just don't understand, do you? I mean, it's a cast iron certainty. I mean, I am bound to catch him at the wrong moment, aren't I? While he's in the bath or on the toilet or talking to somebody important or watching his favourite TV programme.
That risk every time we pick up the phone.
I mean, he's really going to love my story then, isn't he, eh? Who wrote this? Oh, yes, that pushy, despicable hack who had the audacity to ferret out my home number and then vandalise my one peaceful moment of the week. He'll probably talk about me to other publishers. I'll be blacklisted. I'll be a leper. They'll walk past me in the streets and start poking me with sticks.
Finished?
Jem, what are you doing?
Phoning Langley.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Didn't do that. I want to phone Langley.
You are phoning
No,
nobody.
give it to me.
Jem.
Colin! You come back here.
Jem.
Colin, you give me that phone call. Colin! Colin!
I've given up and gone to garden centre. Trust both you and phone had a nice day. Now, you listen to me. I've always played ball with you over the years, phone, me old China. How about a little bit of a favour from you, eh? The next time you ring, I want John Langley on the end of the phone, not Sarah Venables. Do you get it? John Langley, yes. Sarah Venables? No. Monsieur John Langley, oui. Mademoiselle Sarah Venables, non. Sarah.
Hello, Colin. I'm sorry to come round like this, but your phone was out of order. Colin, I need your help to make a decision.
Well, far away.
Well, you very kindly said that if being alone in my house was difficult for me, I could come and stay here for a while until I'm more settled.
Did I?
Well, the thing is, my editors just phoned. They're offering me an assignment in Kenya. Somebody dropped out at the last minute and the flight leaves this afternoon. Well, what do you think, Colin? Should I come and stay with you, or should I go to Kenya? I'd never have made this flight if it hadn't been for you. You've helped me pack, lock the house, made all those calls to British Airways.
It's nothing.
I just hope I've made the right decision.
Of course you have.
I don't know. Getting that apprehensive feeling again.
Why?
I don't know anyone out there for a start.
Well, Kenya's full of people, Sarah. They're a great lot, the Kenya mob. A mate of mine came back from the Serengeti, said the partying never stopped. You know how important your work is to you. But once you get that professional stimulus, back into your life, it'll all fall into place.
You really shouldn't have come all this way. I could easily have picked up the Airbus.
I wanted to make sure you got on that plane. Least I can do. Now, wait a minute. It can't be Sarah. I saw her get on the plane myself. As she parachuted out. Absurd bookings. Jen? No, it can't be Jen. She's down the garden centre. Des? We played football today. Oh, no. It can't be. It is!
It was him! It's so obvious it was him! Oh! Jen's right. I've got to stop pansying about. I'm going to phone him.
Right. I can't do it. Now, come on, Watkins. Come on, work it out. It's 12:30 on a Sunday. Can't still be in bed. You must be out of the bath. And it's too early for lunch. Oh, bloody hell. Now's as safe a time as any.
Who the bugger is it? Yes?
Oh, hello, John. It's Colin Watkins here. How are you?
I'm fine. What is it?
Well, I just wondered what you thought of my story. The one I sent you.
Look, Colin, it's a bit difficult right now. Why don't you come into my office next week and we'll discuss it then?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
How about Tuesday, 11 o'clock? I'll see you then.
Fine. Bye.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Colin. I'm afraid I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
Thank you.